And now, Sportsline, Friday night.
Welcome one and all to the final Sportsline Friday night in September. I'm Eric Moon. Cole Sams will join us in a moment. Believe it or not, after tonight, only 3 weeks remain in the high school football regular season, so the action continues to heat up. We begin tonight with a heavyweight battle. Skyline and Rigby faced off in a battle between two defending state champions. Everybody is showing up for the big game of the week. That includes a flyover and an Army Ranger parachuting in. There he is to deliver the game ball for this one right on time. Opening drive for the Grizz. Jacob DeMott's kick is blocked, and the pigskin pinballs around before Mason Burgess comes up with a football for a decent return. Rigby, though, went 3 and out, and on Skyline's next drive, Lachlan Hackey will heave it downfield to his man, Kenyon Sadiq, making the catch between a multitude of Trojans for a third down conversion. On the next series, though, it is 4th down, and Burgess makes another play, dropping Hackey for the turnover on downs. That momentum defensively led Rigby to a shutout victory, 28-0 over Skyline.
A pivotal matchup took place in Pocatello tonight between the Blackfoot Broncos and the Highland Rams. Both teams are looking to stay in prime position for the postseason. Iron Horse Stadium was rocking in this one, and they would have a lot to cheer about. Drew Hymas decides, I'm going to take it myself, showing off the speed and the moves, and he's going all the way for a Ram touchdown. What a play by the junior quarterback. The Broncos, though, would respond on their next drive, with Javante Keek making an absolute incredible catch. You're going to want to see that next week on Top Plays. All the way for 6 to give Blackfoot the lead. King just continues to press every week. Hymas trying to make a play before halftime, but he is picked off in the end zone by Deacon Hale for the touchback. But Blackfoot would fall to Highland in this one, 34-28.
That is a huge win for Highland for sure. On a night full of 5A, 4A matchups, the Madison Bobcats and Hillcrest Knights met in Rexburg, both looking to build off of victories. In what would prove to be a defensive battle all night, it would be the Hillcrest Knights that put the points on the board first after this field goal right here, 3-0 Hillcrest. Madison's defense would make the big play early. Senior Clark McCain picks off Sheldon Nelson, but on the next play, Hillcrest Cam Bergman would get the interception, taking the ball right back. In the next quarter, Nelson makes the pass to Tayson Pittiger, who, after evading a tackle here, he makes a house call. Hillcrest up 10-0. And then a long incomplete pass here. Madison unable to answer back in the first half. Bobcats and Knights at the half. Knights would lead 10-0, but Madison came back, scored a pair of touchdowns. They would win it 14-10. Meanwhile, at Thunder Stadium, both Thunder Ridge and Bonneville tried to snap losing skids in a non-conference battle. Off we go from Thunder Stadium, and the Bees would sting first. Crew Howell calls his own number and rolls over a Titan into the end zone. 7-0 Bonneville. Thunder Ridge would respond through the air, though. Taven Oswald throws right side to Ryan Johnson for the score, and it is 7-6 Bonneville. But the Bees answered right back with Anthem Dalkey. He takes it to the house on the ensuing kickoff for a 14-6 lead. Later in the second quarter, it is Titan ball this time. Oswald is rolling out. He's looking for a receiver, but all he finds is Ty Martinson, who's wearing black for the Bees. Bonneville wins this one in a close one, 21-19.
Two teams in 4A are going in opposite directions, with Shelley winning their last 2 and Pocatello losing their last 2. It would be a make-or-break matchup at Lookout Credit Union Field. The Thunder offense would try to work up a storm early on. Ryken Echohawk gets it in the flats, but Tegan Allman lowers the boom on that hit, knocking out his mouthpiece in the process. Later in the drive, Dayton Rice takes the direct snap up the middle and in the end zone. However, the Russets would respond. Alex Wynn gets the carry and walks across the goal line to make it tied at 7 apiece. Near the end of the half, Echohawk is going to get the carry near his own goal line. He bounces to the outside, and look at him go. Down the sidelines, and nobody is going to catch him on his way to a 98-yard touchdown run. What a terrific play by the junior running back. But it wouldn't be enough for the Thunder. The Shelley wins this one 24-21. For Sentry and Idaho Falls, it hasn't been the start to the season both teams wanted. But every Friday is a new day. with one team getting a chance to add to the win column. It's homecoming weekend for Idaho Falls tonight. The Tigers would get their fans jumping early with the sack on third down right here by Carson Aglin to force Sentry to punt. But on the first offensive play for Idaho Falls, it would be the Diamondbacks that run in for the touchdown off the scoop and score by L.J. Rieger Jr. You're going to want to remember that name in the second quarter. Quarterback Deegan Crabtree pump fakes right here, and then is going to loft it up for his tight end, Bull Ritchie, for the touchdown.
What a name, too.
Yeah, I know. What a grab by the Bull on that one. Next drive for the Tigers, Cale Fetter is going to find, guess who? L.J. Rieger Jr. again for the interception. The pick would lead to a field goal to give Sentry a 17-0 lead in the second quarter. But guess what? Idaho Falls would score 35 unanswered points to win 35-17. Just craziness.
That turned on a dime right there. To 3A football, Teton has had an incredible season so far, going 5-0 through 5 games after scoring only 1 win last year. But the Snake River Panthers took down previously unbeaten South Fremont last week. They tried to do the same thing tonight against the Timberwolves. Teton, though, set the tone in this one in the first minute. Jack Nelson throws deep to Ashton Gunther for a touchdown. 13-zip for Teton later on. And the Panthers with the ball here, they're determined to shorten the gap. Levi Belknap races through the Wolfpack to bring the team into field goal range. But Andy Cerna's kick comes up short, and the Timberwolves take possession after a flag pushed him back 15 yards. Nelson lobs one to Jack Joyce, and he saves the drive, moving the sticks right there down the sideline. Soon thereafter, Nelson throws a high pass, and Bradley Brown makes a one-handed grab. Nice job there, big fella. That's a touchdown, 20-0 Teton at the time. They blow out Snake River 41-14.
After the break, we'll show you our top plays of the week and more of tonight's scores. That's next on Sportsline Friday Night.
Ruggedness that dominates the competition? Honda has it. Power to take on any drive? Honda has it. Championship pedigree? Honda has that too. And with room for your whole squad and tech that helps you avoid a big hit, driving a Honda gives you every reason to do your best touchdown dance. So make the call even a referee wouldn't miss. Get into a game-winning new Honda. You want it? Your Southern Idaho Honda dealer has it.
Hi, I'm the Big C. Hey, look at this beautiful couple. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, don't say it, don't assume. Did you know more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour?
Oh, man.
It's a bummer, but the good news is skin cancer is a cancer you can see, so you can go get checked. You can check each other regularly, make it romantic. Turns out I'm a matchmaking mirror. You're welcome. Love might be in the air.
Hi, I'm Marcel Spears. Keeping our global neighborhood safe is a tough job, made easier by America's brave military dogs. These dogs keep our troops safe by sniffing out bombs and IEDs and locating enemy positions. Yet when these K9 heroes retire, they're too often left overseas. American Humane works to bring these valiant dogs home and reunites them with their handlers for happy, healthy retirements. To learn how you can help, visit AmericanHumane.org.
Welcome back. Well, at least tonight, the Boise State Broncos are back to their old ways. Boise State dominates San Diego State for a 35-13 victory to improve to 2-0 in Mountain West play. All 5 Bronco touchdowns, interestingly enough, came on the ground, with Taylon Green and George Halani each scoring twice. Next up, Boise State hosts Fresno State next Saturday night at 7:45.
Our running backs coach must be teaching them something. Just another reminder, for the first time ever, Idaho State football will air on our sister station, the CW East Idaho, tomorrow. The Bengals host the second-ranked Montana Grizzlies at Holt Arena, and coverage begins at 1 p.m. Be sure to check out your local listings for the CW East Idaho.
Hopefully the Bengals can pull off the upset there. Maybe still looking for their first win for Charlie
I know, hopefully.
Regal. On the ice, though, It was a tough night for the Idaho Falls Spud Kings. They fell to the Pueblo Bulls in Colorado 9-1 to start a 3-game set this weekend. They'll drop the puck at 7:10 for Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. To some high school scores now. Sugar Salem stays unbeaten, taking down the Layton Christian Eagles from Utah 28-9. At last check, American Falls trailed Wendell 28-6 in the third quarter. If you have a final score for that matchup, give us a call in the newsroom or send us an email to sports@localnews8.com.
After their 35-game winning streak was snapped last week, the West Side Pirates bounced back with a vengeance, defeating Soda Springs 52-14. And Aberdeen gets back in the win column too, with a dominating 50-8 win over Malad.
To some nuclear conference action, the #1 team in 2A defends its ranking in the media poll as North Fremont dominates Salmon 46-7, and Firth takes care of business at Ryrie, shutting out the Bulldogs 47-0.
Under the lights on home turf, Chalice Mackey scores a great win over North Gem, and the River Cats take down the Cowboys 36-12. And Rockland wins by 60 over Clark County, as the Bulldogs were in control from the get-go.
Time for our top plays of the week, and we will start with the Madison Bobcats. This is about as good of a start as you can have in a game. Austin Cottrell makes a 95-yard house call, similar to that Riken Echo Hawk touchdown tonight. Bobcats quite literally ran away with the win from there over Preston.
How about some special teams at number 2? Hillcrest Thomas Ensley goes with the onside kick off the Thunder player, and Ensley recovers it. Now that's a gutsy play, and one that worked out perfectly for the Knights in their win over Pocatello.
Special play by the special teams right there. And speaking of gutsy calls, our top play of the week is a 2-point attempt in overtime that pays off for Bear Lake. On that play, the Bears upset the West Side Pirates, ending their 35-game win streak that dated back more than 3 years. What a significant play there, too.
And you know they had to put a smile on Todd Coons' face for sure.
Oh, I saw him when he found out they won last week. Oh, man, that was maybe the biggest smile I have seen from him ever. All right, so that is all for us on this Sportsline Friday night. For Cole Sams, I'm Eric Moon. Thanks for stopping by, and we hope you have a great weekend.
Touchdown! It's complete! It's complete! Bears win! Bears win!